Osaka is one of Japan's most vibrant cities, and I'm spending a full week exploring it beyond the typical tourist spots. From nature escapes to downtown energy, hidden neighborhoods, and foods that locals love, this is your guide to a deeper Osaka trip. Now, every good Japan journey starts with a bullet train ride, so I'm here at Tokyo Station, and as a regular traveler, I've got my routine. First, we check out the ekiben, the train station bento boxes. Even though I don't really love eating cold food, it is fun to see what's on offer. There are also so many souvenir shops at Tokyo Station selling all kinds of things, like even this Pokemon banana, but I usually just grab myself a hot latte to go and head through the ticket gates. I do buy my tickets online in advance, so I skip the long ticket queues. It's very smooth that way. I really love seeing the shinkansen just roll in onto the platform, but today I was running a little short of time, so I just dashed onto the train before it left. And if you travel with a larger suitcase, you can reserve these seats that come with storage space behind it, which I've done. Also, I'm low-key a train fan, so I spend most of the journey just staring out the window, looking at the scenery. You'd think I'd be deeply pondering about life, but really my mind is just on what I'm going to eat in Osaka this coming week. If you're taking the Shinkansen, I do recommend traveling during the daytime so you can enjoy the countryside views as well. That's why I booked a late afternoon train, and I even got to see the sunset, and by the time we pulled into Osaka, it was already nighttime. The moment I arrived in Osaka, I spotted this keychain on someone's bag, and hello, takoyaki bowl. We're officially in the land of food. When you arrive at the station, there are so many different lines that you need to take, and I've been here a bunch of times, so I do kind of have a handle on things, but this is the Minoh line, which I'm taking several times during this trip. Now, my first hotel, because there are two, is in an area called Yodoyabashi, which is very business district-like. There's not much sightseeing, but it's very convenient to access other areas. Here we go. This is the main bedroom area. As you can see, single bed. Right next to it is this kind of counter space. Very, very compact. No view. And the bathroom is also very basic. But you know, it's good enough for one person, and I'm not spending too much time in the hotel. But every night I get a bath ready and I call my parents just to say hi. So that was my first evening, just had a relaxing time. After freshening up in the bath, I decided it was time to eat, but it was so late in the evening, I really didn't have too many options. Luckily, there was a supermarket located right next to my hotel. So I picked up some snacks that are exclusive to the area, as well as some food. Now, I don't know why I was so picky this day. I just wanted something light, and I'd never tried this vegan noodle dish. Just heads up, it was not great. This was definitely one of the worst things I've ever eaten in Japan, so we'll try and improve things on the next few days here. For day 2, I was heading out to explore the local area. Nearby was one of my favorite coffee shops called Glitch. They have a location in Tokyo. The great thing about Glitch is that you get a personal experience where you can smell the beans and chat to the barista to choose the right coffee for you. The crazy thing about all of their drinks is that when you get the tasting notes, the drink actually tastes like it. I've never had that anywhere else before. So even though it is quite pricey, I personally think it's worth the experience. I spent most of the morning doing my kanji practice because even if I'm away, I still have to do it daily. Next door was City Bakery, which is a chain here. I just wanted something quickly for breakfast, and I did have a few work deadlines to complete, so I did just pop in here, remote worked a little bit with this granola. After finishing my work, it was time to explore Osaka. This time, we're going to Nakatsu. My first time in this area. The reason I know about it is because Time Out named it one of the world's coolest neighborhoods. Never heard of it before. Been to Osaka 30-40 times. So you know I have to go deep. Now, I was hungry at this stage. I only had a light breakfast. So I looked up restaurants in the area, and this spice curry place called Soma came up. It was incredibly hard to find because it's kind of hidden. You go inside this apartment and you go up the stairs and then there's just a sign. And I was like, is that it? So I kept following it. Eventually made it inside. Now the moment you step in, you're kind of surrounded by all this greenery and there's this music playing, but it's very serene. They even had a vegetarian spice curry. So I decided, let's go with this. After finishing my meal, I just wandered around the streets to see what I could find. There is so much charm in this neighborhood. Feels the way it would have been years and years ago. There's a little bit of modernization, but not too much. I did stumble across a cute cafe, and it is kind of my day off, so guys, don't mind me if I'm having another latte and a tiramisu. And this tiramisu was one of the best I've ever had in Japan. My favorite part about coming back to Osaka is discovering all these local neighborhoods located kind of in the heart of the city, but going under the radar of most people, and Nakatsu is 100% one of those. I just wandered around. I didn't really have anything in mind to check out. I found this shopping arcade, which was still open. Some of the shops were running, but there were a lot closed, so I don't know if it's more lively on a weekend. This was a weekday. I did pop into this local sweet store called a Dagashiya to buy a couple of treats to enjoy later in the evening at my hotel or so, while just wandering around and enjoying the very local vibes. I mean, look at this. They even have free items to give away. I've never seen anything like that in Tokyo. Now this vending machine, it literally says cheap vending machine and there's a camera running. I've never seen anything like this either. So it might not be the fanciest neighborhood, but it's got plenty of character. I mean, look at these random gotcha. It even says like robbers beware. Maybe walking alone here as a woman might not have been the smartest thing, but you know, I survived. This is what I'm excited to show you guys. This is a rescue cat cafe that I just found when searching the area on Google Maps. So you can read all the manga you want for an hourly rate, as well as getting a free drink for the same price. I think it was something like 1,200 yen or so. It was actually not too busy either. I think there was just like one other customer sitting there, and we had a little chat with each other because we're like, oh my god, the cats are so cute. Oh, kawaii. I actually thought I had a cat allergy for the longest time, but living in Japan, I started to develop hay fever symptoms, got tested, found out no cat allergy. So now I'm very open to going to cat cafes whenever I come across one. So yeah, this is a really, really wholesome little spot that I didn't expect to come across. 1 hour later, I will say though, manga reading wasn't very successful. The cats distracted me. But by the time I left, it was already quite dark and I walked all the way back to another part of Osaka. Guys, right next to Osaka is actually my favorite city in all of Japan, Kyoto. Yes, I love Osaka, but Kyoto has a special place in my heart. And fun fact, that's also the home to my rental Japanese boyfriend, who I miss a lot. So should I make a quick stop to see him? Because this month, I've got a Kyoto Valentine box from Sakurako that I need to enjoy all alone. Anyway, just kidding. I can't drop a few $100s today for a date. Sakurako, if you don't know, is a monthly Japanese artisan snack box where you can experience Japan from the comfort of your own home. Inside, there's a monthly booklet explaining cultural background as well as snack allergen info. There are so many classic Kyoto snacks inside. A favorite of mine is yatsuhashi, a baked cinnamon cracker. It was also my first time trying the Kyoto soba boro cookies that taste like buckwheat, as well as the Kyoto okoshi, which are puffed rice crackers. No V-Day box is complete without some chocolate mochi. These were so decadent. I want to share this with Narumi-kun. Dang it! The tsujiri matcha wafer inside perfectly pairs with the monthly tea, which is a caramel bergamot hojicha. Every month you'll get a new houseware item, and this time we've got a vintage kimono cloth pouch, which is just so Kyoto-esque. If you want to support me meeting my rental boyfriend once more, grab yourself or a friend a V-Day Sakurako box filled with Japanese snacks. And don't forget to use my discount code seerasan to save $5 off your first order. I walked all the way over to Umeda, which really isn't that far. Osaka is very walkable, one of my favorite parts of the city. And I found myself in an anime, which I don't usually head into, but I got distracted by something outside and I was looking at the Chainsaw Man goods because this is right when the movie came out. And they had some limited edition stuff for the song by Kenshi Yonezu. Big fan. And you might be thinking, is she at another cafe? Yes, I am. I know. But this time we're having a peppermint tea and relaxing, unwinding with the new Pokemon game, which I had a great time playing. But we need to explore Osaka because we're only here for a few days. Tenma Sushi. This is one of my go-to spots whenever I'm in Osaka. Ever since I discovered it, I've come back so many times because the prices are good, the food's good, the atmosphere is good, and I am just obsessed. One of my favorite things about Osaka, the friendliness of the people. People don't talk to me like this in Tokyo, so every time I come back, I'm like, people love that I'm existing and here and we chatting. It's a great time. So if you're in Osaka, make sure to go out and chat to the locals. You'll have a blast. So that was a pretty long day. I was ready to just take a bath with a bath bomb that I picked up at the convenience store and just call it a night. Oyasumi nasai. Day 3, we're already checking out of that hotel because I didn't organize my time wisely and it was cheaper to go to another place. So I took the effort of like moving all my stuff. Do not recommend. Today is a bit of a big day because I'm heading out to a new area once again in the mountains of Osaka. It's a little bit of a trek, about 40-50 minutes from central Osaka to an area called Minoh Station. This is probably one of my new favorite areas and I can't wait to show you why. This area is known for having red leaves, but I came here to eat them. Yes, that's right. I'm eating some red leaves. 今日は売ってないですか？ OK。はい。なんか売ってないって書いてあります。
どちらからですか？
オーストラリア。
オーストラリ
で
ア。
も東京に住んでます。
だから日本語上手なんですね。
はい。友達が8年前に食べて、ずっと食べてみたいと思って。
8年も前に。
はい、大阪で。
YouTuber ですか？
はい。
すごい。
もみじ天ぷらってなんで始まったんですか？
お母さんや。お母さんレバーに白につけてね、塩出しして、そう山からね。
もうそのままかと思ったんです。勝手に。
ここの角ね、一の橋って公園の入り口。はい。
ありがとう、大丈夫です。ありがとうございます。That was such a pleasant experience learning about how the momiji tempura is made and just chatting to the locals. I am obsessed with these. Look how beautifully presented they are. Is it just me? Am I kind of low-key obsessed with something crazy? Probably. Momiji soft serve. 美味しい。よかったです。気に入りました。Eating the red leaves, the momiji tempura, is one of the reasons I came, but the other reason is to enjoy the nature. I've never been out here and I was blown away by all the beautiful green leaves. I am so into the green momiji, maybe even more so than the red ones. There's just something about it, how beautiful, bright and vibrant they are. It gives me so much energy. But look at all these momiji tempura. Every time I walk past a shop, and mind you, there are a lot of these, I bought it. I had to compare. I was like, I need to know which momiji tempura is the best. I took my time walking around and just taking in the atmosphere, the nature, the scenery, while appreciating the small things in life, like green leaves, the wind blowing. Living in Japan, it's easy to take things for granted, but when I come out to areas like this, I realize how special and lucky I am to live in this beautiful, gorgeous country that is also just so safe. So if you do come to Osaka, make sure to head out into these areas that a lot of tourists do visit Minoh, but during the summer, it was a lot quieter than it would be during the peak autumn leaf season. So even though you might not be there for, you know, the famous red leaves, it's quite relaxing coming when it's not peak season. Apart from the momiji tempura, I hadn't had much to eat or drink yet, so I wanted to relax in the mountains, and one of the few places to do that was Yamamoto Coffee Kan, a really nice cafe tucked away in the top of the mountain area, which felt like I'd stepped into one of Haruki Murakami's novels or old Japan. It was very serene. I just read this magazine, enjoyed my black coffee, and stared out at the scenery. They even gave me a free coffee to take home with me. Very sweet. If you're walking around and don't bring water, don't worry, they have vending machines everywhere. Luckily, some of these were heated because it was quite chilly while I was doing my walk. There is a really famous waterfall, which is where I was headed to. I did get distracted on the way and saw this very Spirited Away-esque tunnel, which I walked through. A little creepy, but it was all okay. Jump scare! No, just kidding. There was nothing creepy there. The Minoh waterfall is one of the main sightseeing attractions here, which I intended to go and see. However, I was still recovering from an ankle injury and I felt like I was reaching my limit, so I decided to turn back and figured I'll come back another time. And what did I do? Not the smartest thing. I bought even more momiji tempura and I'm already on like my 10th one, which is very concerning. So luckily I did pack some cherry tomatoes to, you know, balance out the deep fried food. I was stunned to see so many beautiful ryokan at one part of the hike, and I really want to come back in future for some sort of special occasion and stay overnight in this area. There are also shops that are lining some of the streets, like this one called Hinata. They had secondhand manga and books, which I couldn't resist. I've been trying to improve my Japanese skills, so I did pick up a few to take home with me. Once I was back in Osaka, I needed something healthier to balance out all of the momiji tempura, so I went to my all-time favorite soup stock to kind of re-energize and reset. That evening, I had to move all of my luggage from the first hotel to the second, which luckily was only, I think, a 20 or 30 minute walk. So this is my second place, which was once again just as tiny, but a little more modern, I feel. This is the IHG Ghana Hotel, and I think it's the same area, like Kitahama Yodoyabashi. They had an interesting wall mural. The bathroom, very similar to the previous place as well, the unit bath, where the bathroom and the bath are in the same space. On Wednesdays in Japan, the cinema prices are actually super cheap, so I wanted to go and see Chainsaw Man the movie for the second time. Yeah, I know, that might be crazy. I've rarely done that, but I loved it so much and I figured, why not? I'm on a trip to Osaka, I can do anything. So in the evening, I just hit it up, had a fantastic time, and decided, you know what the best way to finish this evening would be? Having some okonomiyaki, one of my absolute favorite Japanese foods. And no Osaka trip is complete without it, because this dish was born in Osaka. I got myself a namabiru kanpai, as well as some moyashi, which actually I didn't order. They give you that as a table charge, like you pay an amount and you get a free dish. And here is the main meal, my okonomiyaki! You can pick toppings, my go-to, always cheese and mochi, can never go wrong. This tasted amazing. I'm kind of like a snob when it comes to okonomiyaki. I'm like, this has to be the right consistency, and this random restaurant I went into, I really liked it. So do check it out if you're in downtown Osaka. Before heading to my hotel, I wanted to check out Donkey for some makeup goods, as well as check out the Halloween costumes, because I was here for Halloween season. Very overwhelming though, Donkey. So after a quick visit, I decided it was time to go home with my bath and unwind for the night with some more Pokemon. Up until this point, it had been pretty chilly in Osaka, so I was surprised when I stepped outside and I was sweating because it was hot. One of these cafes near my hotel had been a place I'd never visited before. There's a strip of them along the river in Kitahama. This place is called Ann Island. I got myself a latte as well as a tomato focaccia. across the road was a Lawson, and I knew I had to change my outfit because I had these heat tech stockings on, and I was like, you know what, let's buy some Lawson socks from Muji and be a little more refreshed. Because I was on a bit of a timeline, I had to head to Universal Studios because I wanted to film the Halloween event, which is limited edition during, October. And I had a year pass, so for 1 year, I could go to Osaka Universal Studios as many times as I wanted. Even though I don't live in Osaka, I took so many trips and had so many reasons to go. I know it sounds crazy, but if you go more than twice, the value comes back. So if you're a big USJ fan, keep that in mind. At Universal Studios, I had to get a rental locker to store my sweater and pants because it was way too hot. Worth every yen. Do recommend if you have luggage and you want to store it. It's right at the entrance. The moment I got inside, I headed over to the Pokemon area because there was a special show. I'm gonna just let you enjoy it as if you're there. Usually I'm not a big fan of food inside theme parks, but I wanted to try this Pokemon one. It was a kid's meal, so also a little cheaper, like 1,500 yen. It was pretty tasty. I can recommend, and the Pikachu design, very, very kawaii. So if you're at USJ during Halloween, check it out. Every year I think they do something slightly different. And I was waiting here for a very long time till the evening because that's when the zombies and all that come out, and that was something I wanted to film for my Osaka Halloween video. We're heading back to the main city area for some quick shopping. I was running out of clothing. I bought some underwear as well as a inner top from Uniqlo. This is my go-to thing when I'm traveling and I run out. It's just too complicated doing washing and it ends up being almost the same price, so I just buy more so that next time I travel I just bring more things with me. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, so for dinner I went to one of my other go-to locations in Osaka. It's called Q's Pizza, only about a 10-minute walk from Osaka Station. The best Japanese style New York pizza because they add maitake and it's baked fresh in-house, and they are very foreigner friendly. The owner is from London or the UK. Super friendly vibes, good food, and affordable. It was finally day 6, and I needed to catch up on some editing. I had a few deadlines. I had a friend visiting Osaka, so we had a brief catch up in the morning at another great cafes along that Kitahama area is Embankment. We sat here, had some breakfast, caught up a little bit before we both got to remote working. That's the great thing about my work. I can take my laptop with me and film on the go and work on the go. So in between all of these fun activities, I'm actually doing a lot of editing. Now, it was a very rainy day. It was incredibly rainy. So I was just cafe hopping for most of the 5th day. I went to Optimus Cafe where they have vegan Buddha bowls. I needed something healthy after all those momichi tempura. Bad decision. Super rainy still, so I only walked about 5 minutes away to School Bus Coffee, which I think I spent about 3-4 hours here just editing my video and enjoying a few cups of coffee. And it was very, very moody. I really like cafes that have dim lighting, clear windows, and you can see the rain. Biggest mood. Before heading back home, my hotel was only about 5-10 minute walk away. I was exhausted by this stage, so I literally just watched random Japanese TV because what else do you do in a Japanese hotel room? And had an early bath. But you might be thinking, are you done for the night? No, this is when things were starting. So I got ready for Halloween and headed out to have a quick dinner at Surutotan in my cat whisker outfit, which, some people would say, don't do that. But Halloween, anything goes. They were like, she's weird. We're going to seat her alone in this room. No one else is in this room except for me, just eating this giant portion of udon. But, I embraced it. I had a great time. I needed to be energized because I was about to go running around Osaka's Umeda for or number for about like 4 hours in my Snorlax outfit. This was one of the best Halloween experiences of my life, so do check it out if you're in Osaka. So epic. And I have a whole video on it. If you haven't watched it, you can check it out here. After, I think 4 hours, it was 2 a.m. I headed home. There were no taxis or buses or trains running, so I walked for an hour. Finally made it home at 3 a.m. Had a little bit of a snack before conking out in bed. Thankfully, the hotel I organized had a late checkout, so I think I slept till 1 a.m. No, not 1 a.m., 1 p.m. and headed over to Shin Osaka station with all my luggage to take about a 4 p.m. shinkansen. I was exhausted by this stage. I had a blast in Osaka. I got my takeaway latte. I had a bento box that I just picked up before taking a nice scenic ride back to Tokyo. This was one of the nicest Shinkansen journeys I'd ever had because the weather, although wasn't perfect, it was a little cloudy, started to clear up as we were going through Kyoto, and I got great views of the pagoda, the Shinkansen on the platform, as well as Mount Fuji in all its glory. I mean, have you seen it look this majestic? I was very excited. This was a great way to end my trip. Thank you for joining me on this little adventure in Osaka. Let me know if there's other neighborhoods I have missed in Osaka. I'm always down for another trip. I had a great time. Thank you for watching. And oh yeah, one more snacky meal. Teas, tantan, vegan gyoza at Tokyo Station upon my arrival. Anyway, goodbye and see you in another video.